So it's back to school time. Children are going back to school, and I'm sure a lot of women out there are looking for ways to cut down on expenses as regards buying of their school food flags, lunch boxes, school bag, sandals, and even paying of school fees. So this video is going to give us 10 tips in various ways that we can cut down expenses when it comes to children going back to school. Number one is select the school based on previous reputation of the school and the staff in the school. So most people like want to select school because it's the most expensive school in their area, and they have these huge infrastructures, and they have this big rooms for computers and the likes. With my experience as a teacher, I have taught for like 8 to 10 years, I've come to realize that most schools that have big infrastructures, they don't really concentrate on how the lessons are being delivered to the children, and most of the times it does not usually guarantee that they are able to deliver well to the children, or they're able to impact the proper knowledge in the children. So most of the times you just want to look for schools that have good teachers that is really bent on delivering and giving the children the best education. And this is not necessarily the most expensive schools around or the schools with the best infrastructure. So all you need to do is visit the school, check out the environment. If it is neat and convenient, have some kind of conversation, try to strike some conversation with the teachers and some of the students. And then if you are okay with the response, and maybe the response of the head teacher, if he or she is okay and knows what he's doing, then I think it's a go ahead decision that you just made. And then secondly, you should invest in buying used things. Most of the textbooks that our children will be offered on resumption will be brand new, and most of us might want to get, but in a school where you are allowed to buy on your own, if you are given the opportunity to buy textbooks on your own, then you might want to buy used textbooks or books that are old. If you go to some bookstores, they have books that are old, but it's the same thing, the same content, the same paperback. It's just that they are older, they look older, and they don't look brand new. And sometimes you have used textbooks out there, used exercise books, or some exercise books that just damaged, maybe water just poured on it, but they've dried it. So these are ways that you can cut down expenses. You can actually get this because it is the same content, it's the same thing, it's just little damage here and there that has reduced the market value. So you can get this to cut down on expenses instead of buying the brand new ones, which are actually of the same content and value at the end of the day. And then thirdly, you want to compare prices either of schools. You want to compare school fees prices. You must have a budget already firsthand. Maybe you have a budget of enrolling your children in a school that will not cost you more than 20,000 or 30,000 or 40,000. Then you want to compare prices, and like I said earlier, look at the school reputations and the likes. And then you also want to compare the prices of exercise books, textbooks. You don't just buy the first thing you see in the market. You want to go to at least 3 to 4 different shops, compare the prices, and then you make your selection. And then number 4, you want to invest in quality over quantity. When it comes to textbooks, buying of lunchbox and food flags and the likes, with my experience as a mother of 2 sets of twins, I now realize that it is better you buy quality because it saves you a lot of money in the long run. I used to buy plastic rubbers then that I didn't even know much about finance. I buy plastic rubbers and I just feel like we'll always renew it, and most of the time I end up renewing their plastic plates and water bottles like 3 to 4 times before the end of the time, and that is enough for me to get a very good lunchbox or food flags that can even suffice for the whole year or even more than a year. So this is what I realized in the long run, that if you buy something of quality, it will save you a lot of money in the long run instead of having to replace the fake or the lower quality ones with time. And then number 5 is you buy in quantity, larger quantities, when it comes to their biscuits or their beverages or their snacks that you might want to buy in stock for them. When my kids started schooling, I usually buy these biscuits, 15 naira biscuits or sweets. I buy it on a daily basis, and then when I put it on paper and I checked that these biscuits that I buy for 4 of them, because there are two sets of twin. So if I buy a biscuit of 15 naira for 4 of them, that is 200 naira. And sometimes I just want to mix it with sweet or so if I buy sweet again for another 50 naira, that is 400 naira on a daily basis. For 5 days in a week, that is around 2,000 naira, and in a month that is 8,000 naira. But if I want to get this thing in bulk, I only need to spend around 4,000 naira, which is like half the amount I'm spending on buying on retail. So I just buy a carton of 15 naira biscuits for 2,200, and I buy the sweets of 15 naira for a pack for around 1,500 or even 2,000. That is around just 4,000 naira, which has made me save around 4,000 naira in the long run. So at the end of the day, it is always better for you to buy in wholesales than in retail. It saves you a lot of money and cash in the end of the day. At the end of the day, then number 6, you want to buy you want to engage in bartering rather. So this, what does bartering means, is the old way of exchanging goods for value. This was what we used in the olden days to buy stuffs. So what I mean by this is that if you have a kid that's outgrown a particular pair of shoe, or does not use some handbags because it does not occupy their school textbooks or exercise book anymore, but if you used it very well and you've maintained it very well, you can always exchange that item for some other item from some mother around your environment or your community. You can meet them, since the pair of shoes or the school bag or lunchbox is still in good condition. You can exchange for something that will do for your own kids or that will really benefit you. And this can work well for people that have low income or that want to save on their expenses. Instead of going to buy new ones, you can exchange for something that you need from somebody else, which that person does not also need. Or you can post it on Facebook that you want to exchange this for some items. It's just a way of getting other items without necessarily spending your money. And this is a very good way to also cut down on expenses. And then number 7 is to continue use. Most women want to buy new stuff for their children. On resumption, you want to buy the new latest bags, you want to buy new sandals, you want to buy new flaxes. But if you are really keen on saving money and investing for your children's future, then I really advise you to continue use. If you have some shoes that are still okay, that have some little damages here and there, if there's something you can easily fix or sew or just amend in 1 or 2 ways, then it is really advisable for you to do this and save the money to invest or do some other reasonable thing with your money, instead of going to buy new ones. Because at the end of the day, that your child used the most expensive shoes or bought a new cooler or whatever wouldn't matter at the end of the time. It don't even matter at the end of the day if your child used the most expensive shoes or the most expensive lunch bag to school. Nobody will even remember that you bought the best school bag or whatever for your children at the end of the day. So I encourage you to use things that you already used before, that are still in good conditions, or just need little patches here and there for it to be okay. And then number 8, if you have the means, that I really encourage you to get a high quality, maybe shoes or whatever. Most of the time it is shoes. In fact, this point really emphasizes on shoes, especially because I practice it myself. So if you have the means, it is okay for you to get a lower quality, maybe sandals, maybe rubber slippers or plastic slippers, to couple with the high quality one that you have for the kids. So this can make it easy for them to swap, during the days of the week. They can use this rubber sandals, like the one on my screen now is very good, but it's just around 1,500 or 2,000, and it's a very good quality. They've been using it for some time and it's really nice. You just have to put it in water and wash them. So you can couple this with the high quality shoes that you've bought either from Fairly Used or BK or whatever. You can couple this with them so that they can use it intermittently, and this will in the long run prolong the lifespan of these shoes or whatever items you've gotten for them. And then number 9 is for you to encourage your kids to be prudent and not wasteful. For example, when it comes to crayon, pencils, pens that you bought for your kids, you want to advise them that if they are prudent with it, these are the things that they will get in return. For example, if they can use their crayons for the whole term, then this is what they'll help you save, and this is what they can achieve by doing that. You encourage them to not be wasteful, because if they are not, they can get more better things. So this helps your children to also be, prudent and avoid wasting or using their stuffs carelessly, even their handbags, their shoes, and whatever. And then number 10 is for you to keep your kids' item neat and tidy. Sometimes people just believe you can just use things anyhow. If you don't use them properly, then you, at the end of the day, even if you bought a very high quality stuff, you still have to replace them because you've not used them properly. But if you use them properly and you've been able to keep them tidy, wash them on time, and iron their clothes and whatever, they will be able to use it for a longer period of time. And even if they've outgrown it, you can always exchange it for something else, or for something better from some other mother out there. So it is really encouraging that you use your item properly and in the best way possible. So that will be all on this YouTube video on how to save on back to school item for your kids. So if you really enjoyed this video, I'd really encourage you to like and share, and then click the subscribe button so that you can listen to more tips as I post on personal finance for women, especially every week. And if you've not yet followed us on Instagram, I'd really love you to go to our Instagram page and click the follow button. We have a lot of fun, engaging out there and posting for women out there on how to cut down expenses and invest, keep their money, and save their money. So that'll be all for today. Till I talk to you next time.